them for taking the time out today from their busy schedule to brief the media. This press is being telecast live on ECI's social media platforms and Doordarshan. I have with me the Honorable Chief Election Commissioner, Shri Rajiv Kumar ji, the Honorable Election Commissioner, Shri Arun Goyal ji. We also have with us senior officials from the ECI headquarters in Delhi. We also have the CEO Tamil Nadu, Thiru Satyabrata Sahu here. I am B. Narayanan, DG Media for the Commission. As I have briefed you, the format is there will be opening remarks by CEC, followed by a presentation, along with a presentation. Then we will share the PDF copy of the presentation with all of you. The floor will be open after that. Please keep seated and ask a question by raising your hand. I'll ask the micer to come to you. You introduce yourself when you want to ask a question and ask the question. So the floor is open, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Narayanan. Honorable Election Commissioner Shri Arun Goyal ji, CEO Tamil Nadu Shri Satyabrat Sahu, officers from Election Commission, and friends from media. Very good afternoon to all of you first. I extend a very warm greeting to each one of you who has gathered here for this press conference. We have had a detailed review of the preparedness in Tamil Nadu of the general election to Lok Sabha 2024 for good 2 days. And I'll brief you as to what happened in those meetings. Tamil Nadu has a long history of local self-governance. The secret ballot methods exercised to elect members to the village councils here. So it has a very deep-rooted tradition of a democracy. And it's a pleasure to be here in this rich cultural and democratic place. Friends, media is our very, very natural ally. And I'm really happy to see you in such a large number here. I appeal through you, first of all, before I start, to all the voters of Tamil Nadu to please come in big numbers when the elections take place and join in the festival of democracy, which we have this year called Chunav Ka Parv and Desh Ka Garv. In last 2 days, we met all the political parties, national political parties, regional political parties. We also had detailed meeting, long meeting with the deputy commissioners, collectors, SPs, IGs, ADGs, and thereafter with the enforcement agencies of the state and center. And lastly, with the Chief Secretary, DG, and all the senior officers of the state to review the poll preparedness. Friends, I'll first of all tell you what the political parties mentioned to us. What were their demands? What were their complaints? I list them first for you because it's a part of our mandate that we first disclose as to what is the demand which the political parties, one of the strong stakeholders have. Then also through my briefing would tell you as to what we want to, how we are addressing those demands of the political parties so that no question is unanswered. And I like to give answers through you. So we met National Party AAP, BSP, BJP, CPIM, Indian National Congress, NPP. And besides, there were 4 state parties, AIDMK, CPI, DMDK, and DMK. So what they basically asked, I am just first giving you that background. Most of the parties requested to curtail the use of money power and inducements during the election period. They wanted to disqualify the candidates who are found distributing cash during the elections, liquor, or any inducement material. One of the parties complained that parking of the cash is already taking place, so act on that straight away. Basically, this was all about curbing the misuse of the money power in the elections here. Process-wise, they said that the machinery, bureaucratic machinery needs to be impartial. They need to provide a level playing field so that every candidate is treated equally. There was a perception amongst the political parties, some of them, that the FSTs and SSTs which are used, they themselves had sometimes become the informers for those who are, where the raids are taking place. They demanded that permissions to the rallies and entitlements which the political parties have should be given on an equal footing. it should not be discriminated. That again the point which relates to the level playing field. They said observers should be deployed from outside the state. They further said that with observers, their phone numbers, where would they meet, their fixed timing should be available so that political parties can go and meet the observers. CCTV cameras should be put maximum possible, to the extent maximum possible, on the polling booth. CAPF should be deployed in most of the sensitive and those kind of booths. On the parties, many parties demanded that elections should be in one phase. They also wanted strong action against the impersonation cases which people try to do during the voting. There was a demand to curtail hate speeches during campaign, encourage political parties to have an internal code of ethics, collaborate with educational institutions. This is what one demand, to raise awareness amongst the young voters. One of the requests was to further refine and purify the voter list. Some of them demanded double verification of voters so that impersonation does not take place. One of the party highlighted that the transfers which the ECI mandates of those officials who have stayed for more than 3 years is done in letter and not in spirit. So therefore, look at it. So friends, before I answer, I'll answer all of these questions which they have raised during my presentation at wherever it is relevant or in the end. But before I start, let me tell you that Commission is extremely determined, and all the collectors, all the enforcement agencies have been very, very strictly told about this, that we want an inducement-free election, free, fair and transparent. And inducement-free, we mean the misuse of money in the elections would not be tolerated. Commission has absolutely zero tolerance towards the misuse of money, distribution of money or distribution of freebies in any form, inducement in any form. I'll answer these specific questions raised by the political parties. To give you a brief snapshot of the parliamentary constituencies, there are total in 39 in the state. Kerala and Karnataka we also reviewed here. Their COs and SPNOs came. They have, as you are aware, 20 and 28. Next. Overview of electors. 6.19 crore electors, and a very happy trend is that female voters are more than the male voters. And we appeal to them to even surpass the male voters when they come voting. There are 8,294 transgenders. And persons with disability, we took a special drive so that all the persons with disability get into our electoral roll. We earmark them so that we can give them facilities. They are 4.33 lakhs, 14.66 lakhs very, very senior citizens. And the voters in the age of 20 to 29 are 1.08 crores. And friends, you would again be happy to know that first time voters, with a special emphasis was there, we enroll our young voters. So between 18 and 19, there are 9.18 lakh voters who are between 18 to 19 age group. If we come to the inclusiveness of the election, electoral gender ratio is 1036. As I mentioned, it is very favorable. And there are more than 205 ACs, assembly constituencies, where this ratio is more than 1,000. Even in 18 to 19 years voters, there are girl voters who are 4.47 lakhs. So this is the inclusiveness in terms of the women, focus on women. When we come to the next inclusive issue, that is the youth. So we appointed designated, dedicated AEROs for the colleges, and because of this, there are 5.26 lakhs first-time voters in Tamil Nadu. So much so that we have got 65,000 advance applications. These advance application means whose age is not still 18 as on 1/1/2024. So whosoever is completing the 18 years age during this entire year of 24 has also given us advance application. This is what we have made them enable. And of these 65,000, whosoever completes the age of 18 years by 1st April, that is the qualifying date, he will become entitled to vote. So that's the, even who's becoming 18 on the 1st of April will get the chance to vote. We also took a special drive. This is how we are improving our electoral rolls. The persons with the particularly vulnerable tribal groups, there are 6 and 18 plus population, we have enrolled 1,62,000 eligible. Out of them, we have enrolled 1,60,000, is almost 99% enrollment of persons with tribal, particularly vulnerable tribal groups. This is the inclusive form of the electoral roll. When we come to the polling stations, now after a year, I'll tell you about polling stations. There are total 68,144 polling stations in the state of Tamil Nadu. We have mandated the webcasting of 50%, but CO Tamil Nadu has going to 66%. He may go even higher. That is his internal decision here. We will have some booths managed by PWD employees, some by women and some by youth. This is to empower them as such by managing the booths, and it's a demonstration of their capabilities and empowerment. All the polling stations would have assured minimum facilities in terms of drinking water, electricity, toilet, or ramps, wheelchairs. All that would be available on the polling stations. When we come to the elderly and the PWD voters, we are giving them the facility to vote from the comfort of their home. They need to apply Form 12D within 5 days of the notification. Our experience is that many senior citizens want to come to the polling station themselves rather than doing it, but for any matter, for any eventuality, if they want to do it from their home, they are authorized, they are enabled to vote it from their home. And similarly, the persons with disability, there is an application of the commission called Saksham. They can book their voting straightway from there and the kind of facilities which they want on the day of voting. Friends, I'll now come to the enablement through the IT applications. And this is one particular slide which I like to draw your attention and request you to please popularize this. This is everybody's duty to curb the menace of money power. This is the application called C-Vigil. Means the citizens be vigilant. On this application, if there is any information which a voter has, that money is being distributed, or some freebies are being distributed, or something wrong is happening, campaigning is taking place in wrong way, somebody is treating somebody with wine or whiskey or this kind of thing, liquor, they can just type it and text it, or they can take a photo and send it on this application. They need not write there where from it is coming. The application will capture the longitude and latitude of the location, and there would be a FST or an SST 5-10 kilometers around it. It will automatically reach that particular FST, and within 100 minutes, our team will reach and decide whether the complaint is right, then they will take action. If a complaint, by the way, is partially right, then also they will take action. But action is guaranteed within 100 minutes time. That means please popularize this and help us in curbing the menace of money power during the elections. These are the two further important applications. If a voter wants to know where his location is, where his booth is, what is his voter card number, who is the BLO, he wants to download the e-Epic if his mobile is seated in the electoral roll. All this can be done. And as the political parties ask us, so this is one answer I am giving here, whosoever will apply for a ground or for any other thing first will get it first. So if party A has applied for the ground before the party B, it is only party A which will get on through application through this portal, and this will have a time stamp and everything. Another very important initiative which people must use is know your candidate. Every candidate who has a criminal background is supposed to publish it 3 times in newspapers prominently, and also on the television, social media. So this is the right of the voter to know about his candidate or her candidate. So the informed voter. You can even know the assets, liabilities, affidavits, everything about your candidate. You can also look at his photo. So everything about the voter, about the candidate which you want to know. So this is our enablement to the voters, so that please know about your candidate and then choose. So informed choices. Friends, further, if I tell you as to what we, after this, ensure that the elections are inducement free. 145 checkposts would be functional to keep a very strict vigil on interstate borders. The borders with Karnataka, Andhra, it would be all Kerala. We watched that no liquor or anything comes from those places. And also it checks while going. So how would we do it? We met the enforcement agencies today, state police, excise, DRI, banks, airports, railways, RPF, GRP, narcotics, everyone together, airport authority, so that the teams can be made and people do not work in silo. And what did we direct them? So this is again answering to what the political parties raised. Everyone has been directed to take extremely stringent action if there is any case of distribution of money anywhere. They have actually been asked to be extremely vigilant and allow money not to flow from one place to another place. They have also been directed that if money has already been stacked somewhere before the election and things like coupon and all people are working, please be smart and catch them. Similarly, liquor and freebies, GST and others will keep strict watch on e-way bills and also on the godowns that FMCGs, the fast moving consumer goods like cookers and sarees and all those stuff, there is no unnecessary spurt in the demand and people do not use them. The agencies have also been directed that it is not that they take action against smaller fellows who are handling this money or who are handling the freebies. Rather, they must establish forward and backward linkages and see who is behind it and book the kingpins. The vigil will be kept on transfers through the online ballots also. Banks will also keep a watch on who is drawing the money, who is doing what. We want to have absolutely zero tolerance towards any kind of misuse of money. Banks have also been told that the vans which carry cash to load into the ATMs and from chest to chest should not be allowed to move after the designated time, which is around 5 o'clock in the evening. Because these vans with the private vendors can also be used, camouflaged to carry the cash. So the ambulances, these cash dispensing vans will be under strict watch. All the airports and the airstrips which are under CISF or otherwise like Salem and all would also be all the time under watch for any kind of smuggling of gold or this, that. Even the Coast Guard will keep a strong watch on the smuggling part. Their coordinated teams of the excise, police, transport, forest, which will be on the roads to see that the money and all inducement related items are not really circulated. They will all now submit the weekly reports so that we can monitor. They are all being brought into a application again which has been made called the ESMS, Expenditure Management System, Expenditure Seizure Management System. That will also bring all the enforcement agencies, central and state, together, and then their reports weekly would be analyzed. We very strictly directed the DMs and SPs and all the IGs and ADGs, police commissioners, that they have to provide level playing field. If there is any moment we come to know that the level playing field is not being provided, it is partial, will come down extremely heavily on all of them. In democracy, officials have to be absolutely impartial. There is no scope of any partiality on any front, and we'll be keep extra vigil on this particular point. Transfer policy I have mentioned to you already. There would also be akin to a single window system where most of the political parties can apply for the permissions they require at the DC level, district level, because the parliamentary constituencies sometimes across the districts also, parliamentary constituencies in 2 districts, 3 districts. So that would also happen. Voter information slips will reach the voters around a week before, between 5 days to 7 days before the election, so that voters are well informed in time that this is your slip, this is your booth, and they are facilitated in going to the polling stations. Friends, other than this, all the district magistrates, all the SPs, senior officers have all been told to be extremely particular in curbing the menace of money power in state of Tamil Nadu. With this, I would like to end my address and say that we again request all the voters to come in large numbers, and request the media. Media is actually our eyes and ears on the ground. There is all the procedures which we follow in commission. Machines, counting centers, trainings, everywhere media is allowed. It is a part of the disclosures that we are watched regularly. So while you are our eyes and ears, we request you to spread the C-Vigil and KYC kind of applications amongst voters, and keep requesting them along with yourself to come and vote in large numbers. Thank you very much.
Roma Nandri, sir. Floor is open for questions. Just be seated. I'll ask the mic to come to you. First the second row, then the next row, then we'll come to these two. So you start there. Yeah. After that we'll go there, then we'll come there. Okay.
Bhaskar from Tanti TV. My question is, what is the new system, EVM, VVPAT and control unit? Can you elaborate that, sir?
Okay. Now the next person behind, the row behind, who raised their hands? Yeah, give it to her. Yeah. Yeah, please.
Nandini from Malikuros TV. So all the political parties was against VVPAT, so we'll use VVPAT in this election or not?
Okay, then go over to those people here. Yeah, second row. Just wait till the mic comes to you. Yeah.
From News 18 Tamil Nadu. Online மூலமா பணம் விநியோகத்தை கட்டுப்படுத்த கண்காணிக்க என்ன நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கும்?
திருப்பி சொல்லுங்க.
ஆன்லைன் வாயிலா பணம் விநியோகம் செய்யப்படுறத கண்காணிக்க கட்டுப்படுத்த என்ன நடவடிக்கை?
வெப்காஸ்டிங் பத்தி சொல்றீங்களா?
Through online transactions.
Online transaction of
okay,
money.
Okay, sorry. Okay, then who else? நீங்க கேளுங்க.
Kannan from Sun News. நேற்று பொலிட்டிக்கல் பார்ட்டிஸ் நிறைய பேர் என்ன சொன்னாங்கன்னா விவிபேடை மொத்தமாக எண்ணணும், எல்லா பொலிட்டிக்கல்லையும் விவிபேட் வைக்கின்ற மாதிரி சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அது சம்மந்தமாக என்ன நடவடிக்கை எடுக்க போகிறோம்?
Okay. Just hold on, sir. Those two Tamil questions were there. One was like online transfers are taking place. So how are you going to check that? The other is that people are saying that VVPATs need to be counted. All the slips of the VVPATs need to be counted. That's one. Yara, the fifth question, anybody? Wait, I'll come to the front row. Yeah, please. We'll have another room.
Last 4-5 election, a political party in Tamil Nadu was allocated a particular symbol. But the same symbol was allocated this time to another political party which from another state. In what basis ECI allocating this symbol to parties? And will they get that same symbol?
Anybody take more questions?
One more.
Okay, one more. Yeah, the lady in the third row.
சார் கலைஞர் ஃப்ரம் தீபா சார் இப்போ நேற்று பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அரசியல் கட்சிகள் எல்லாம் ஒரே கட்ட தேர்தல் நடத்தணும் அப்படின்றது வலியுறுத்தி இருக்காங்க தேர்தல் ஆணையத்தோடைய நிலைப்பாடு என்ன?
All the parties have asked for polls to be held in a single phase. So what is your reaction to that?
So I'll answer these questions. As regards the last question first, the single phase, we have taken note of their demand, and whenever we decide our schedule, we'll keep it in mind. We can't commit as to what. Whenever we decide, we will tell the press first. Nobody else will know it except the press first. How we will check the online transactions? So the online transactions are generally through wallets, which are they're linked to the. I can't reveal too much of you as to how we will tackle it, but still we will keep a very strong watch. The banks will be keeping watch on the accounts from where the money is going to multiple accounts. So that is the wallet through which they are using. The organization called the National Payments Corporation of India Limited, NPCIL, will also be roped in to keep a watch on the transactions through the wallet. If people will try to find new ways of transferring money, we'll also be not very far behind to catch them, because the systems have all been put in place. As regards symbols, symbols are allotted on the basis of the symbol order. There is nothing against except that. And these are relatable to the votes polled by the parties. A symbol allotted previously does not necessarily follow that in every cycle it will be given. So each cycle is determined on the basis of votes polled in the previous elections, and that's how it may change. This is only for the non-reserved symbols. The reserved ones for the national parties and the regional parties are different. Coming to the EVM, VVPAT, 100% counting, using EVPAT, what shape, there is, EVMs have been used in the country for 40 years. VVPATs have also been used in the last elections everywhere. So there is no new system. It is exactly the same way that EVM, VVPATs were used, except the technological upgradations. Please visit our website. There are more than 100 questions which have been answered. So whatever you want to ask me, there is a specific question, there is a specific answer about the robustness of the machines. There are around more than 30 decisions also of different high courts and Honorable Supreme Court. We have published a book recently. That also in the software version is placed there. All the points you are mentioning have all been discussed, debated at length in the Honorable High Courts, various High Courts and Supreme Court, number of times. So we are within our mandate and working exactly according to the legislative provisions and the mandates of the judicial mandates. Next. We have a flight also.
Yeah, we'll take another round of questions. We'll go to the back first. The last person, yeah, the blue shirt, yeah. Then we'll come to you next. Okay.
Sir, in the election campaign process,
Can you just introduce yourself?
this is Ronald from ANI. Sir, in Tamil Nadu
You just
we have seen election campaign process where the people has been made to stand in hot sun, or they've been made in a godown, or is there any regulations made for that to make
Question is not clear, please repeat it.
Sir, we have seen in Tamil Nadu where in election campaign process, the two in hot sun, where the people have been made to stand in hot sun, the basic things were.
Understood.
yeah. The row before, yeah, please.
जी अभी आने वाला इलेक्शन पे 2024 में जो इलेक्शन डेट अब बोलेगा, उसके बाद में पोलिंग के पहले नेशनल एंथम आज तक नहीं चल रही है पोलिंग स्टेशन पे, वो चला सकता है क्या अभी आने वाले इलेक्शन पे?
Okay, yeah. The gentleman in the second row, the black shirt, here. Yeah, please put your.
வணக்கம் மாணிக்கம்.
No, his question was not clear.
No, it's clear. It's clear.
He's asking if you are playing national anthem.
Yeah.
வணக்கம் மாணிக்கம் ஃப்ரம் பாலிமர் நியூஸ். தேர்தல் நேரங்களில் கொடுக்கக்கூடிய வாக்குறுதிகள் ஆட்சிக்கு வர்றது பின்னாடி அது முழுமையாக நிறைவேற்றப்படுறதில்ல. இந்த மாதிரி நிறைவேற்ற முடியாத வாக்குறுதிகள் கொடுப்பதை தேர்தல் ஆணையம் கண்காணிக்கிறதா, அதன் மீது என்ன நடவடிக்கை எடுக்க போகிறோம்?
He is saying that many political parties are making promises, but they are not able to fulfill them. So what kind of action are you going to take on them? Yeah, last question I think we'll take. No, I think the gentleman with the white shirt here in the second row. Yeah. Ungla.
சார், இப்போ ஃபேக் நியூஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப அதிகமாக இருக்குது. இப்போ ரீசெண்ட் டேஸ்லவே எலெக்ஷன் டேட் இன்றைக்கி வரப்போதும், அன்னைக்கு வரப்போதுன்னு ஃபேக் நியூஸ் வந்துகிட்டே இருக்குது. இந்த ஃபேக் நியூஸ் மேலே ஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் ஆக்ஷன் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு என்ன மாதிரி நடவடிக்கை எலெக்ஷன் கமிஷன் எடுக்க போகுது?
A lot of fake news is circulating, especially about the election dates. What action are you taking? Yeah. That's right. Okay, Sam, last question from you. Yeah. Front check shirt.
Court order on electoral bonds.
Can you just introduce yourself?
I'm Sam Daniel from NDTV. My question is on the Supreme Court verdict on the electoral bonds. For transparency's sake, is it important ultimately to reveal the names of the donors and recipients whenever SBI would release the details?
Last.
Yeah, the lady at the back, yeah.
So this is Shilpa from India Today. We've seen incidents of hate speeches increasing during the time of elections. We've also seen election commission, asking the candidate not to campaign for a couple of days as a form of punishment. But is the election commission mulling a stricter punishment for hate speeches during election campaigns?
Yeah, thank you. Sir.
Hot sun first. We are aware that the polling day it's really hot. So amongst the AMFs, the assured minimum facilities which I mentioned, drinking water a must, shades on the polling stations, and also place to sit. These are the basics which are being, which the collectors have been directed to provide. So depending on the timing, depending on the weather, all these things will be provided. They are very conscious that this is the time of the heat, and I mean the hot sun is there, so people must be given. And then the other option is that people come early to vote, so that they don't get during campaign. The campaign period is between the political parties and the voters, right? So fake news. The narratives which are through the fake news, it's a double-edged weapon. While we use the social media intermediaries for our welfare programs, for our awareness programs, there are fake news which is spread. Today, fake news is running, as you mentioned, that the election dates have been announced. So please join our channel, which we have. It has counted it next maximum within half an hour, saying this is fake. So I would request that the Commission's website, what is the name of the channel? The sweep channel?
At ECI sweep.
This is the sweep, which is the main page through which we communicate, and the ECI spokespersons both have the channels, and it is there on the channel. We have directed further all the district magistrates and SPs to have the cyber security cell and the social media cell in their districts. And so is the case with the state government in the headquarter. Anybody for that matter, who is trying to spread the fake news, the strict action will be taken against them appropriately, either under section 69 or 79(3) of the Information Technology Act, along with relevant sections of the IPC. We won't allow the narratives, false narratives, to spoil the democratic festival in any manner. Promises, somebody asked, while the political parties have a right to make promises in their manifesto, the voter has a definitely right to know how would these be fulfilled. this is an ongoing case which is pending. The matter is sub judice, so I cannot comment more. But yes, voter also has a right to know whether these promises are genuine, can be fulfilled, cannot be fulfilled, where from the money will come. And we have prepared a performer which exactly explains this, makes the parties to write through this performer, make a disclosure, but the matter at the moment is sub judice. National anthem is played as per the act of the code, national anthem code. So there is nothing beyond that which one can mention. It's the code which determines as to how the national anthem will be played. We have not either mandated or restricted either way. That's all. About the bonds, Commission is always in favor of transparency. It has been our stand continuously. So we will facilitate transparency in whatever form, whenever it comes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's the end of the press conference. And I request you, there are refreshments outside. Kindly join us for refreshments. I'll thank the Commission and the media for attending the press conference. Thank you, sir.